What is up? What is up? What is up, everybody? It is Phil Nagy, excuse me, Nagy on Sports joining you here for some Week 12 action. This was the far and away most vote-getting recipient on our Discord channel. Is the Kansas City Chiefs at 5-5, headed to Jacksonville at 4-6. So a very important matchup again. Jacksonville, one of those teams that Madden this year, for whatever, just not giving them potentially the respect that they deserve. Of course, time will tell to see if that is in fact true or not, and they are worthy of that respect or not. But we will find out here today. Of course, we have seen the Chiefs do some electric things in our sims as well. But without further ado, I will get this one kicked off for you. Hey, Mitchell, welcome in. Woof, woof, indeed. Kit might pop on the chat a little bit later. He's technically at a work thing, though he does have access to his cellular device. All right, kicking it off is Brandon McManus. He is going to be the Jaguars kicker this year. And taken by the rookie Rashee Rice up to about the 24-yard line. And that's where Pat Mahomes and company will see. Jags are a fluke. Madden knows it. Maybe, Mason. That's very possible. 23-11, 3,200 yards for Pat Mahomes. We've seen him throw the ball all over the yard, but like so many of the quarterbacks that we've seen, bit by some of those potentially unnatural and unrealistic interceptions, and Mahomes has definitely thrown his share so far on the channel this season. It is Week 12. The Browns will play the 49ers here in Week 12. That'll be a big one for us here in the next day or two. We'll get that one going. How about up the middle, Edwards-Helaire, and he almost took it way more than 8 yards. Second-year linebacker Devin Lloyd, the former Utah Ute, climbs on his back to bring him down after 8. Hey, Karen, welcome in. Go Browns, Cavs, and Guardians. Second play of the game, motion coming from Rashee Rice. They'll fake the pop pass and then the play action and then throw it out to Rashee Rice, but his momentum carries him out of bounds for a loss of 4 yards on the play. So Mahomes' first completion goes for a loss of 4. Hey, Bo, welcome in. Sup with you. Mahomes now over the middle, caught Rashee Rice again, first down. The rookie picks up 6 and gets the first down. Devin Lloyd again right there on the tackle. Hey, Felgren, welcome in, and go Browns. Little trips to the right side with Kelsey involved. Now they'll give it to him up the middle, straight up the middle, maybe an RPO action, and somehow Edwards-Helaire fights for 4 yards. That thing was dead to rights in the background. I'm sort of meh on them. I realize that they're the first helmets that the Browns ever had, but the orange helmet now is such an iconic thing. I always sort of felt that way when the Bengals had their, all white. They took the orange off theirs and just went with the white with the black stripes last year. I was sort of like, meh, it's not my thing. I think the jersey looks pretty cool, but the helmets I could sort of take or leave. As Josh Allen, the other Josh Allen, will get a sack there, coming around that left tackle side, and bringing him to the ground will require a punt here. Hey, George, welcome in. Bo loves them. George loves them. Like I said, I don't hate them. I'm just sort of like meh on them. But that's me. That's my opinion. Nice punt there. Townsend drops it inside the 5, and that's where Jacksonville will take over. Trevor Lawrence, the flowing locks and all, headed out on the field. Here's what he's done in the sim. Just 2,600 yards, 17 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. I do think he's better than that. Fair warning, he was at 80. That's his rating. That was his Madden. That was his Madden rating. And I just felt like that was a little disrespectful, so much like I've done with Josh Allen, with Jalen Hurts, with some other guys. I bumped him up. I think he's like an 84 now. So I gave him a little bit of some buffing here before this game. We'll see if it makes a difference. Travis Etienne will start it off, though, with a gain of 5. Keep your eyes open for number 25 there in the dark teal. That's our boy Dearness Johnson. He'll be the second running back behind Etienne, who's going to get swallowed in the backfield. Lot of white and red meeting him there. Sets up a 3rd and 7, again, from their own 7-yard line, courtesy of the really nice punt from the Chiefs. Now, Lawrence, left side, got his first down and more. That's going to be Calvin Ridley. Again, he's supposed to be wearing number 0, but I can't make them 0, so he's number 10 right now. And he does a long dig route. Lawrence throws him open. Does a nice job of bodying off Trent McDuffie there first down to give them some space. You mean Calvin Ridley? That's who you always root for, George? Oh, Dearness. You mean Dearness, yeah. I'm guessing you mean Dearness, not Calvin Ridley. Also rookie right tackle. Dearness, yeah, that's what I thought. Rookie right tackle Anton Harrison out of Oklahoma over there, number 76. Delayed handoff, ATM breaks one tackle, and then he'll go down near the 30-yard line to set up a 3rd and 6 here for Lawrence and the Jaguars. Their opening drive started at their own 5-yard line. Lawrence, he is an X-factor, fired over the middle, caught it in space, and that's Christian Kirk. And Kirk knifes right on down Broadway there in front of Brian Cook. Cook tackles Kirk with 27 yards and a first down. Lawrence to Kirk. Look at this. Just nobody in the middle of that field. Just threw a dot right there. In fact, that's his X factor. It's called dots. I can only assume that means that he is extra accurate when he goes into the zone now. Pressure up the middle, pulling across the middle is Brendan Scherf. Number 68 there, that superstar emblem underneath him. Gives Etienne 3 now. Dearness in the game. There he is on the right hip. 25. Lawrence will step up and throw it to the right side. Late throw to Evan Ingram, the tight end. Gets a couple now. 3rd and 3. I'm rooting for that one fan in the stand. How about Lawrence option keeper? First down and more. 30-25. Little juke move and he'll go down for 13 to the 24-yard line. Trevor Lawrence and a first down. Jaguars. Doug Peterson loves it. Little option keeper there, look. All the Chiefs went with Etienne. Now inside the 25-yard line. Again, this drive started inside their 5. Here comes Travis left side. This time he'll be swamped. Loses a yard, actually. 6th carry of this drive, just 10 yards. Hey, Wendell, welcome in. 6 minutes to go here. Back to pass, Lawrence. Big pressure coming. He doesn't feel it, and he's going to go down. Cook and Jones. Brian Cook, the safety, blitzed off the far right tackle side, and you can see there Brendan Scherf, the right guard, blocking no one. I'm sure there was supposed to be some sort of shift over and adjustment, and then he also left Chris Jones open as well. So Jones and Cook will combine for that. And 3rd and 18 now for Lawrence. Back to pass. Pressure coming again. He'll throw it short. That's Dearness Johnson to the 25, and that's all he'll get. 4th and 11. And again, the new kicker coming over from the Broncos in free agency, Brandon McManus. McManus in to kick here about a 42-yarder, and its kick is up, and his kick is good. First points of the game going to the home team here. McManus drills it through. Nice drive for the Jags again. Started inside their 5-yard line. Wendell, we talked about a little bit before. Most of the people on the channel love them. Some of them not as big of fans. I'm just sort of meh about it, sort of in the middle. I don't love them. I don't hate them. They're fine. My concern more was why we needed them to be endorsed or paid for by a butt wiping company. It's like, come on, really? Been fighting those Browns to the Super Bowl jokes my whole life, and now we've got Dude Wipes sponsoring the white helmets. How about K'Lavon Chaisson? He'll get in there for a sack as, again, the play action. They tried 2 different sets of play action, and Chaisson was absolutely not fooled. I had a lovely time in Nashville. Caught up with a lot of old friends. Did have a lot of good food. I did have some hot chicken. I had some chicken and waffles, some of the other Nashville staples. And though it's not my favorite thing to do, and not the reason for my trip, the reason for my trip was a rock and roll concert, I did end up hearing some country music as well. Back to pass. Mahomes. Pressure all around him. He'll throw it short left side. Work to do for Edwards-Helaire, and I think he's going to get the first down. He had to work real hard for it. Trey Herndon comes over there. Mahomes feeling the pressure. Dumps it off, and Edwards-Helaire did all the work himself there at the end. That's going to be a first down and an important one for the Chiefs to keep this drive going. Left side, this is Pacheco, and he'll have near a first down. Give him 10 on his first carry of the day. Bo, I play guitar, bass, drums, keyboards, but mostly lead sing. That's the primary thing that I do, and then I'll pick up a guitar or a bass or whatever the band needs. I went down to see some high school buddies of mine. They were doing like a 15-year anniversary of an album that they dropped, 15 years ago. My college roommate's down there. He's playing like 8 times a week on Broadway, and hung out with him one day. So yeah, a lot of musicians in the town. I did a couple studio tours, some college tours. Oh, ball's on the ground, and I think the Jags have it. Edwards-Helaire on the right side. Are we going to get this one to count, or was he already down? Let's hold our breath here. Man, it's hard to tell in that melee when the ball comes out. I think he might be down. I'm not going to touch the controller here. And stilt this one way or to utter. And here comes the booth review. As anticipated. The Jags also have their cat, like the Panthers and Penn State, who James says Penn State stole from Carolina for their cat sound. Anyone famous yet? I don't know what that question means. Have I played with anyone famous? Is that what you mean? Or am I famous yet? Hey, welcome in, Daniel. I think it is a must-win as well. Short slant on a 4th and inches. They'll go for it. Huge play, so the no fumble and then a 4th and inches, and they'll go Kadarius Toney for 3 yards. Edwards-Helaire up the middle, probing his way for another yard. He's already has 7 carries here in this first quarter, which is trickling down now. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, and this will be the last play. Play action. Out of the pistol. Now Mahomes over the middle, caught in space. It's Noah Gray, the tight end. And Noah Gray will end the first quarter with a big conversion for a first down. Do I have college friends who are famous? One of my friends from college is the drummer for Taylor Swift, so I would say he's pretty famous now, which is pretty cool. We were in like college orchestra together and college percussion ensemble together, so that's pretty cool. I've gigged with some guys who play with like OAR, some guys who played some like the sound guy for fun, and then bleachers, which was the guys from fun, other than the main guy, as now an option keeper for a 3rd down scramble. So plenty of things. Huh, that's pretty cool, Daniel. What school was that in? Was that high school or is that college? I'm not sure I know that much about Brad Pitt, unless you don't want to divulge that much personal information, which I totally get. Not everyone's an open book here like me. Right side, ooh, almost picked, but Toney squeezes it. 2nd and 6, they can get a first down at the 1. Mahomes in trouble. Now he'll fire, touchdown, he's got it. Marquez Valdez Scantling for a touchdown. MVS took a shallow dig, and Mahomes, there's that run, throwing on the run animation, and they've got his character dialed in pretty well. And that's the first touchdown of the game, and it goes for Mahomes. So remember, they had a fumble that was called back, and then on 4th and 1, they went for it from the 50-yard line. Pretty gutsy call from Andy Reid. How about 15 plays, 75 yards in over 7 minutes? Okay. Yeah, I would say you could say it worked out for him. That's funny, Mo. She does love a good breakup, doesn't she? I'm also friends with the drummer from 21 Pilots. If you like that band as well. Out Route. Long Out Route. We didn't go to school together, but we're just acquaintances who've played music with the same people. It's cool. It's a cool community. Spinning out of it, Lawrence then throws on the run to Etienne for a first down. Heck, that looked like quarterback play for a minute, Madden. He spun away from pressure, threw accurately on the run to an open receiver. Huh. We couldn't pay money to get Deshaun Watson to do that. 1st and 10, Etienne's first catch. Lawrence back to pass now. Deep drop. Now he'll roll right and eat the sack. Chris Jones came with some vengeance and got a big sack there. Chris Jones, such a monster. We were looking back. Do I have anything on YouTube? Not a bunch of stuff. My YouTube presence is what you're looking at right now. I'll put my band's website in the chat. We've got like a little video so you can sort of see and hear me singing, if that's something interested to you. We have like a little like trailer video or whatever. But Dr. Awkward is my current like cover band that I play with probably the most, other than church gigs and stuff. My personal projects are fewer and far between, mostly covers. Columbus is a cover band town, so I've been playing covers for 20 years. Gosh, 20 years. All right, back to pass now after 2 yards for Dearness Johnson. Left side, caught, first down again. ATN to the 37. 10 for 10 for 98 yards. Was that Urban Meyer in the crowd for a minute? I thought that might be Urban Meyer. That was strange. 7-3 now. Driving, though, R. Lawrence. And now he'll spin, throw on the run again. Caught by Jamal Agnew. More of a kick returner type. Sort of the Jaguars equivalent of Jakeem Grant. Remember, that was like the very first player that Urban Meyer signed. Like, I want a special teams wizard. Right side, caught, but nope, dropped it anyway. He was out of bounds. That was Evan Ingram, the tight end. 3rd and 8 now. He was drunk. That's funny. Double tight ends to the right side. Etienne in the backfield. He'll go chip on the right side on the way out. Now he'll roll Lawrence. Now he'll take off to the 30. And he'll slide down short of the line to gain. 4th and 4, so they'll have to settle for another long field goal. Here's McManus into the game. Oh, he was the one fan I was talking about rooting for. Oh, they try a fake! Oh, no! Nobody bites on it. I was looking down at the chat. I'm not sure what that was supposed to be, but that's the backup quarterback, C.J. Beathard. And he just absolutely got smoked in the backfield as Doug Peterson tries to get tricky with a fake field goal. And that was not well designed and not well executed. Now pressure coming. Mahomes floats it on the run into traffic, dangerously so. Pacheco was out there as the intended receiver. Yeah, well, no, they've been leaking the ratings. Again, that's something for people to talk about because we're at the really slow season of the NFL here before everything ramps up. But it's always fun to see what they think of our guys, fully knowing that I have no problem going in and tweaking as needed once the new game comes out. 6:53 to go here in the second quarter. Across the middle, little drag route. There's that Rashee Rice, the rookie again out of SMU. He's had some touches to start the game. No, excuse me, Richie James Jr. coming over in free agency from the Giants. Now Mahomes. Again, across the middle. There's Travis Kelce, and he'll have a first down. Maybe the first Kelce sighting of the game. How about Mahomes, 13 of 14? So both quarterbacks very, very dialed in here. Again, 11 for 11 for Lawrence and 13 of 14 for Mahomes. The only place we're really missing the fireworks right now is on the scoreboard. Fake 2 handoffs, throw it left side, caught it in space. Coming back to the football was Tony. That puts Mahomes over 100 yards. And Kadarius has his 3rd catch. Look at Mahomes just sling this thing well before his break. Even a little bit dangerously behind them. In front of Darius Williams, the former Los Angeles Ram. Appreciate everybody being on. Phil Nagy for Nagy on Sports here today. Kid is stuck in a work thing. May pop on chat a little bit later. Throw to the right side. Drag to MVS. This is the official 2023 season sim. We are doing every single Browns game as well as one additional AFC and NFC game of the week. This is the AFC game of the week for week number 12. We have made it all the way to 12. You can see right there at the bottom, Browns and 49ers, a big, big one that will be coming up here later tonight or tomorrow. Just pay attention to the Discord. The Discord's where you find out in advance of when we sim and also get to vote on those AFC and NFC games of the week. The Discord invite is in the description of this and any of our videos, and Kelsey's in the end zone for a touchdown. Chiefs. Undetermined just yet, Bo. I got to connect with Kit and because we try to do them both whenever possible. But he's also getting ready to do a little road trip as well to go get his daughter from summer camp and some things like that. So might be unavoidable to be solo for a couple times, which is cool because he did a couple solo games for me last week as well. But I'll try to we'll certainly let you know on the Discord, though. So again, mano-a-mano right now. Mahomes and Lawrence have both been very good. The biggest difference, Mahomes has been able to put his opportunities into the end zone, and Lawrence has fizzled in the red zone twice. They kicked one field goal, then they had an opportunity for a second field goal and opted to try to fake it, which fooled no one. Here's Etienne to the right side. Little juke move around some bodies, past the 25, nearing the first down to the 29. Nice run there for 9 yards for Travis Etienne. He had been 6 carries for 10 prior to that one. Now trips to the right side. Delayed handoff again, kind of a draw, and he'll get stuffed in the middle. Most notably Chris Jones, big number 95. Back to pass now. Lawrence across the middle, wide open, caught for an easy first down. There's Christian Kirk. 12 of 13 is now Lawrence. So again, both quarterbacks really humming, just one incompletion apiece. Wendell, I'm going to say probably not. I mean, they're both good. I'm not sure if you could ever call them great quarterbacks. And again, part of that's just the games that they didn't win. They won some playoff games, but obviously never got past the AFC Championship. I don't know. There's plenty of people that think that the NFL Hall of Fame is a Hall of Good anyway, so maybe they will. But my initial response to your question is I don't think so. Now, I think somebody like Clay Matthews absolutely deserves to go in. Well, obviously Joe Thomas is going in. Myles Garrett will go to the Hall of Fame. Joel Bitonio could go to the Hall of Fame. Other current Browns, Nick Chubb could potentially head to the Hall of Fame. You know, depending on what the career trajectory is for Denzel Ward. You know, somebody like that maybe could. And this one, unfortunately, will trickle into the end zone. So with 1 minute and 18 seconds, Pat Mahomes and some momentum have an opportunity to put some more points on the board, though Jacksonville will get the second half kick here. Back to pass. Lots of time, throw it out of the backfield, jumped right in front of the defender is Pacheco, and then pushed out of bounds by the safety Andre Cisco at the 41. I thought the cornerback was going to pick that thing in stride. Yeah, and that's the thing. Just with today's quarterback statistics, neither of them, they're just going to be lost and buried on a list of career numbers. I think if they would, my point is if they would have, if they were going to get in, I think they would already have gotten in. It's only going to get harder and harder for quarterbacks to get in now. Timeout now. That leaves one left. We got 1:01, and they are probably just about into field goal range here. Mahomes, he's been incredibly accurate and smart, although that wasn't smart to throw it for 3 yards when you have one timeout left. He's been incredibly good here in the first half now, Mahomes. Shuffling, firing on the run. Caught in space, spinning out of his Tony. He's trying to get out of bounds, but he can't. And they're going to have to call their last timeout with 10 seconds left at the 28-yard line. Andy Reid over there talking to his offensive coordinator. And they're going to go ahead and just try to take the points now. Butker checks into the game here. He'll be from about 45 yards away, and his kick is up, and his kick is good. So nice little drive there to get some points at the end of the half for the Chiefs. And again, with 6 seconds left, Jacksonville will return a kick. Maybe, Wendell, you could go out on that limb, but Trevor Lawrence has been really good. Jacksonville's been good. They've just stalled out at improper times on the field. If both of their red zone trips had ended in touchdowns, it'd be 17-14. We'd be talking about something completely different, but they settled for a field goal once, and then they tried the fake field goal the second time. So it is 17-3 here. The away team, Kansas City, with a lead. Again, although Trevor Lawrence has been pretty good, let's see if he can be pretty good and put his team into the end zone. Put 15 back on the clock here. Phil Nagy on Sports. Join you. Really appreciate all of our subscribers being on. You guys truly are the best. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe to the channel, we really appreciate that. We're well over our 1,000 subscriber mark, which is great. It does mean that if you're watching this after the live stream, you'll see some ads, but just remember those will always be skippable as we are, again, officially monetized. Now they're bringing the farm, and Lawrence can't do anything about it except take a knee. Willie Gay will get credit for half a sack. I think Jones was in there. They just blitzed about 6 dudes. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4 guys got there. Nick Bolton as well. So 2 linebackers, a safety, and then Chris Jones popped through as well. Now 2nd and 20 for Lawrence. Right side, caught by Ridley. He'll throw a man off of and then go to the ground. Again, Calvin Ridley, of course, former Atlanta Falcon, had to sit out a year for gambling on the NFL. And or maybe he did he gamble on the NFL? I don't even know if he gambled on the NFL. I think he just gambled on something else. But like a lot of these guys who are suspended, Jameson Williams and stuff, the rules are super specific about what you can and can't do. And unfortunately here they're going to have to punt on 4th and inches. But anyway, Ridley had to sit out all of last year, so he ended up getting traded in the middle of the year to Jacksonville. Certainly an investment in the future. We'll see what he can look like. That was the first 3 and out of the game for the Jags. Tough time for it to happen because that brings Mahomes and a hot Chiefs team back out onto the thing. Oh, he gambled on his own team. Is that why he missed a year and not just like 6 weeks? Hey, yes, Fellegren's right. Smack the like button. It does help us grow our audience for these simmed games. Again, there's plenty of other channels where there's simming matches, and even some other channels where people are kind of crazy and get all the right rosters and the right rookies and the right free agents like I do. But nobody's doing it with live original commentary, and nobody's doing it interacting with y'all while they do it. Karen, I'm in that camp as well. I really, really hope that Art Modell does not make it into the Hall of Fame. 3rd and 13. He'll throw it short to Edwards-Helaire, but he'll be ripped to the ground by Devin Lloyd. 24 of 25 right now. Yes, Wendell, I believe that she is. There was some rumblings because he was on the initial, not the short list, but on the initial list. Long, long list of potential Hall of Fame ballot candidates. All right, well, good job by the Jacksonville defense now to get a stop. They hadn't had one of those in a while. Now Jacksonville really, really needs some points. A touchdown would be really nice here. Lawrence, short throw, left side, tipped, almost intercepted. Looked like both the receiver and the defensive back were kind of turned around. Might have hit Trent McDuffie in the backside. Short throw again out to Evan Ingram, the tight end. Haven't heard much from Evan Ingram. Sets up a 3rd and 7. That was just a 3-yard completion to the tight end now. 10:45 here in the 3rd quarter. Lawrence out of a shotgun, standing still, rolling, firing on the run, picked off. That's the Watson play. Throw it on the run, and it's picked off by Trent McDuffie, and the first real mistake of the game, other than the botched fake field goal, is going to go to Trevor Lawrence. We've seen that before. That's why we went to coach mode in that last Browns game. You'll never see him roll, but you'll never see him do the spin and pick like that. Tough inside running here. Edwards-Helaire hit hard by Darius Williams. Turnaround, Edwards-Helaire. He'll try the left side. Breaking tackles for a first down to the 25, and then Josh Allen catches up with him. How about some tough running there between the tackles for Clyde Edwards-Helaire? Let's look at this one again. Sit down, he said to the cornerback, Darius Williams, for a first down. short dump off to Edwards-Helaire. Right side. Oh, no, not caught. Swatted out of the air. 3rd and 5, the 20-yard line. Jaguars defense really needs a stop here. Again, coming off the interception, they set up screen. It's a good way to get a stop, except Edwards-Helaire has blockers, and it actually worked for 7 yards and a first down. The screen that actually worked, now 26 of 28, is Mahomes. He was able to get rid of it quickly enough. And Edwards-Helaire actually had some blockers and then followed the blockers. It was a really novel concept on that screen pass, which is one of the things that's broken about Madden right now. Pacheco throws a man down. And that was Olaku in the middle linebacker. And he threw him to the ground. Pressure. He'll throw quickly because of that pressure, and he'll complete it to MVS now. 3rd and 3. He's 27 of 29 in the game so far. Mahomes has been very good. Now back to pass. Rolling, shuffling, rolling, and he'll just eat the sack. Dogby got in there. Trevon Walker was in there, former 1st overall pick. And that will stymie the Chiefs' drive again off of the interception from McDuffie. They're going to have an opportunity to add 3 more. Yeah, there you go, Wendell. Maybe they can put a picture of him in the porta potties outside of the Hall of Fame. Yep, Bo, you're right. Further broken QB mechanics. Roll, sack. Which is only slightly better than roll, pick. Which is, again, why we went to coach mode for the Browns, because at least Deshaun, if he's going to take a sack, he's just going to stand there and lose 5 yards, but he's never going to roll and throw an interception on the roll, which sucks because it completely clips him of what he actually does in real life. But Madden sort of forced our hand on that one. And the last Browns game where we did that was much more successful. Not that it's about just getting the Browns wins, it's about trying to be realistic. 3rd and 3 now. Gosh, they need a conversion. So the exclamation point is that's oh, he jumped it and picked it again. He might go. 20, 10, 5, John Reed, touchdown, Chiefs. Or excuse me, Justin Reed, and that might be all she wrote. As he jumps the route right in front of Evan Ingram, the safety, Justin Reed. So, Bo, he is the sleazebag owner who bought the Browns, then fired Paul Brown, who obviously the team was named after. Paul Brown then proceeded to go down and start the Bengals. But then Modell was just not a very good owner for the Browns and was not a very good financial person and lost a bunch of money and then kind of in the dead of night, kind of sneakily without telling anybody, he got a new stadium deal and a new blah blah blah, and he moved the Browns to Baltimore. So the Cleveland Browns became the Baltimore Ravens in 1996. And he became the owner of the Ravens instead of the Browns. Now, through some litigation, some different things, the NFL gave Cleveland their team back, so Baltimore isn't officially the Browns. They don't hold any of the Browns records or anything like that. Of course, they did go win a Super Bowl with our team 2 years later, but that's neither here nor there. So he's pretty much hated in Cleveland because he literally stole the team, more or less. It wasn't quite like Baltimore going to Indianapolis middle of the night, but it was super shady. If you go back, there's some pretty good, I think it's a Football Life is the series called the 95 Browns. Because if you go back and watch that, Bo, the Browns were set. Basically, it was like Bill Belichick, and basically what happened with the Patriots for a decade is what we were about to start having for the Browns. At least it was in theory. but the staff is like 6. So it's like Bill Belichick and like Nick Saban and like, so it's like all of these like coaching legends were all like, oh, you know, like 7 GMs were on their front office staff and stuff like that. And the Browns were actually on the cover of Sports Illustrated as the predicted Super Bowl champions, and they were like undefeated to start the season. And then that announcement got made after week 5 or week 6 or something like that, and the fans, everybody was just like, so it was just such a huge like drag. I'm not sure they won another game the rest of the year. Belichick had already gotten an extra first-round pick, which then a year later became Ray Lewis. They drafted Ray Lewis and Jonathan Ogden with the 2 picks the Browns would have had the next year's draft. So it's like they could have been potentially a Super Bowl champion, then add 2 Hall of Famers in the draft the next year. So it was just a lot of people thinking that the Browns got a super raw deal. And then when they came back, they kind of got screwed a second time. Again, not necessarily directly because of Modell, but because he took the team. The Jaguars, speaking of, and the Panthers had so much early success that they really, really screwed down the rules for an expansion team. Here's a nice throw on 1st and 20 to MVS for a first down. So the Browns had like scrap heap players from every roster to pick from, which is why they had a hard time being relevant for, 20 years. Just because they got started with such a crummy set of talent, short of Tim Couch, who, if he had had any credible talent around him, might have been a little bit better. So anyway, that's a short version about why so many of us hate Art Modell, because he stole our team, and he stole them right in the middle of when we were getting ready to potentially start a dynasty again. Belichick was running the Patriots playbook here in Cleveland. That's all I'm going to say. Obviously, you don't know if, do they look into Tom Brady? Do they, a lot of things still have to happen. But so here we go. So they were 5-11. Like I said, I'm pretty sure they were 5-0 and then lost the rest of the games. They were picked to win the Super Bowl by many. And then after So Ozzie Newsome was on that staff. Michael Lombardi, who was former GM. Bill Belichick. Kirk Ferentz was the offensive line coach, like Iowa. Kirk Ferentz. Eric Mangini was just an assistant. He obviously went on, of course, to be a head coach in the league. I'm pretty sure Nick Saban's on the staff. Kadarius Toney gets into the end zone again. Jim Bates, Rick Venturi, Chuck Bresnahan. So anyway, it was just a pretty wild thing. And like the Falcons GM was like a water boy or something like that. I mean, there was just talent everywhere. 34-3 is the score. So this one, like so many of our other games of the week, unfortunately, have just gotten out of hand, even though it was really pretty darn close early. Yeah, I just don't know if he had already left or not. He may have left for Michigan State, obviously, at that point. So, yep, Daniel, but I know you're a KC fan, so it's good for you. But yeah, it's we haven't had a lot of tight games in our sims, unfortunately. Actually, that last one we had was probably that Chiefs-Bengals game from a few weeks ago. That thing was like 48-45 and close till the very end. But yes, another blowout here as the Jags just could never get it going again. Sort of self-inflicted with a turnover thanks to Madden, but also the stupid choice to kick a fake field goal, which didn't work. And again, if you hadn't traded touchdowns or field goals for touchdowns early in the game, maybe things could have been different. But now it's starting to become a bloodbath here. Wide open down the right side, Zay Jones. Way open. Nobody covered him. So maybe the Jaguars can punch something in the end zone, make this thing look a little bit more respectable. But the bottom line is that they are going to drop to, I believe, 4-7. And that will make the Chiefs now 6-5, which is what the Browns are. The Chiefs are not first in the AFC West, though. AFC West, I believe that the Chargers are currently leading it. We'll see if we can see their record go by on the ticker below, as he's going to take another red zone sack from the rookie Anaduke Uzama. That's Felix Anaduke Uzama, TCU Horned Frog. $34-3 here. Blitz coming. Lawrence gets rid of it quickly, right side to Evan Ingram, and they'll pick the 6 yards of sack back up. Kid, do appreciate everybody being on here. Phil Nagy for Nagy on Sports again. We apologize that the game 7-4. There it was. The Chargers are 7-4, so there'll be a game behind the Chargers here for the AFC West as the playoff pictures start to get a little murky. The AFC North is absolutely clogged up. I believe the Ravens, the Browns, and the Bengals are all 6-5. So very, very, very important couple of games coming up here for the Browns again, who have still yet to have their bye week as well. 4th and 3, they're going to go for it here from the 8-yard line. They can get a first down at the 5. 3-step drop for Lawrence. Firing left side. Caught for a first down. Evan Ingram makes it 1st and goal. Again, we do appreciate everybody being on. If you haven't hit the like button yet, we'd encourage you to do that as it grows the audience here for our channel. And a touchdown for Christian Kirk. And finally, the Kansas City Chiefs submit the end zone to the Jaguars. Just going to be too little and too late, which is what we've seen before. Yep, Bill Cowher was on that. I don't know if he was on that exact 1995 staff, but he was a Browns coach with Belichick, I think, or maybe with Marty. He might have been with Marty. He might have been a little bit earlier. 3rd and 1 as they are chewing the clock here. Yeah, I don't think Modell gambled. I think maybe we were talking about Christian or Calvin Ridley's year-long suspension because he bet on his own team. I don't know if Modell had gambling trouble. I just know that he had money trouble and he was basically out of money, and the only way he could get not out of money was to have the Ravens basically gift him a new stadium, gift him from the city of Baltimore, and then all of a sudden he had money again because he had this asset, because he didn't own Municipal Stadium. As this one's going to check down inside the 4. Nice punt again for Tommy Townsend. 9:11 on the clock here, a long way to go. And again, if they score a touchdown, they'll have cut the lead in half. They'll be down, they'll have 17, but be down 17. So a lot's going to have to happen in a hurry. Yeah. Oh, you're fine, Daniel, no worries. He very well could have had one. I didn't remember it. Well, doink, and almost picked. It hit Evan Ingram in the back of the helmet. He wasn't even looking. And that's where we've gotten to here at this point. Rolling left on the run into traffic to nobody. We've seen that too many times with Deshaun Watson. Wendell, I thought they did. Didn't they win yesterday? Or was that just a semifinal? I thought they won it. I thought they did win the Summer League championship. Maybe I'm still off by a game. It was on a couple of the places I was at in Nashville, but I can't say that I watched a bunch of it. Pacheco will try the left side for 7. That's a good question. My guess is probably not. That's sort of like when we printed out preseason champs, undefeated preseason champs shirts. Easy running lanes now, finding big gaping holes, exerting their will. Tackle that time in space by Andre Cisco. Trips to the right side, and he'll give it anyway. This time Pacheco ain't going nowhere. 3rd and 9. Fatukasi on the tackle. Pitch left side, Edwards-Helaire, and he's going to get a couple of yards, but it'll be a 4th and 6, and I'm assuming they will go ahead and try another field goal with Butker. They trot him out onto the field here at 37 to 10 is what we're aiming for. And his kick is good. Drills it there. Does Harrison Butker. $37 to 10. Well, I think game was probably called a little bit ago. I think maybe when he picked that one off and it was 27 to 10. Tony got in the end zone. There's another pick. Left side to the 25 to the 20 and pushed out of bounds. Still can't get a number on, okay, L'Jarius Sneed. I was like, I can't get a number on that player, but now Lawrence just chucking things up into the air. And again, this performance will leave something to be desired. 3 turnovers for the Jaguars. Again, it's just, the quarterback play is broken, period. But yeah, there's just some disrespect. Josh Allen never gets the love I think that he deserves in this game. Even Joe Burrow to some extent. Jalen Hurts is not good. Deshaun Watson is not good. Justin Fields isn't dynamic. So honestly, maybe just the dudes who are like high-level X factors as Edwards-Helaire runs into the end zone. Like Mahomes is pretty close, but he's like a 99. He's a 99 with his own personal X factor, which allows him to throw the ball. He's got all the crazy sidearm animations and stuff. Like they've baked him into being awesome. He was a cover athlete a couple years ago, and they just haven't changed him. So he's pretty good. Is that what doinks off the crossbar back into the field of play? You should be able to return that like Arena League. If you can actually bounce it off of the uprights, that would be sweet. Yeah, even you mentioned Tom Brady. I mean, we obviously saw him here at the end of his career, but I wouldn't say that he was like electric. I'm trying to think. May not be anybody else. Maybe some Aaron Rodgers. Sometimes Aaron Rodgers, I think, can look pretty accurate in terms of what he actually is. Still not sure why you're handing the football off here. So he'll get 0 yards on a 3rd and 14. So you're just conceding yourself the defeat, I guess. Lawrence fires across the middle. That's Kirk, and he'll be tackled really aggressively by Nick Bolton. Nick, don't call me Michael Bolton. 4th and 7, and they're going to go ahead and punt, because why not? Logan Cook. Man, I don't know. Maybe Tom Brady 5 years ago could do that, but he's like 45 years old now, A. B, I think the Raiders have some nice pieces. I'm not sure they're a Super Bowl roster that's a quarterback away. C, the AFC is absolutely loaded. You could make a real argument for 10 different teams to win the Super Bowl, and they only take 7 to the playoffs. And we're in that conversation. We're one of those 10 teams that thinks that they can legitimately get to and win a Super Bowl. 2 of them are in this game right here. 3 of them are, and actually, you know what? The Steelers probably think they are too. All 4 of the AFC North teams think they can make it. Chargers think they can make it. Chiefs think they can make it. That's 6. Bills think they can make it. Jets think they can make it. Dolphins think they can make it. That's 9. Jags think they can make it. That's 10. Do the Titans think they can make it? Probably not. The Colts, the Raiders. I mean, now you're into like the 11th, the 12th, the 13th teams. So, and again, just of those 10 that I listed, 3 of them aren't going to even go to the playoffs. 3 of those teams will not go. Jacksonville, Kansas City, Chargers, Browns, Bengals, Ravens, Steelers, Bills, Dolphins, Jets. 3 of those teams will not go to the playoffs. Wendell, I didn't mention New England because I don't think that they realistically think that they have a Super Bowl window open right now. And I don't think that they have the quarterback play to be able to do that. Yeah, I'm not really, I mean, I guess it's the money and nobody else wanted him. Maybe that's what it is. All right, that's game. Yes, you were right, Bill. All right, 44-10. It was not particularly close. After about halftime, it got out of control. Lawrence started getting maddened, and it just spitballed from there. So 44-10 will be your final score here today on the week 12 AFC game of the week. Unfortunately, it was not very much of a game. Lawrence 26-33, 221, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. ETN 15-39. That's not great. Trevor Lawrence 3 for 16. Christian Kirk 7 for 67. He had the only touchdown. ETN 5 for Ingram, 3 for Zay Jones, 3 for Ridley, 2 for Dearness Johnson, and 1 for Jamal Agnew. How about 19 tackles today for Devin Lloyd, 12 for Trey Herndon, sack and a half for Josh Allen, a sack for Chason. Dogby had a half. No picks / turnovers for the Jaguars at all. How about Mahomes today? 31 of 33, 253. That's 93% completion. 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. 20 for 90 and a touchdown for Edwards-Helaire. 7 for 50 for Pacheco. So they actually ran the ball pretty well. Mahomes had 1 scamper for 8 yards. Rashee Rice 7 for 40 for the rookie out of SMU. Kelsey 6 for 37, a touchdown. 5 for MVS, 5 for Tony. Both of them got in the end zone. A couple of the guys contributing a few of the catches as well. Bolton with 14 to lead all of them, including 4 TFLs. Chris Jones, 12 tackles and 5 TFLs as well, 10 for Mike Edwards. In addition, 2.5 sacks for Jones, 1.5 for Anaduke Uzama. Again, the rookie. Oh, Kansas State. Sorry, red, purple jersey, wrong team. I said TCU. It's actually Kansas State. Malik Herring and George Karlaftis getting in there as well. The 3 picks were by Snead, McDuffie, and Justin Reed's the one who took his to the house. Well, gang, I really appreciate you being on. This was a lot of fun despite it not turning out this way, but this is what you voted on the channel, and we appreciate you doing so. Again, if you want to vote on future games of the week, including help to break the tie. I think it was tied a little bit earlier. There's lots of different, because there was lots of intriguing NFC Game of the Week matchups in there. If things were to play out as they were right this second, it would be the New Orleans Saints at the New York Giants would be the NFC Game of the Week. This is the leading vote getter, just ahead of Dolphins at Panthers, Jets at Falcons, which could be a pretty good game, Ravens at Seahawks, and Eagles Cowboys also has gotten a vote as well. So again, appreciate everybody being on. Again, stay tuned to that Discord. That's the best place to know when we are going to go live. It'll either be the NFC Game of the Week or that Browns game coming up next. Yes, Daniel, they are 6-5. They had a tough beginning of the season, and they bounced back. They got a nice little winning streak going as well. What do you mean, how is San Fran the better team? They just have a better record. They're 8-2 because their division's kind of trash. and they've got a good, they got a really good team, and Brock Purdy's getting better, I guess. So anyway, you're welcome, Daniel. Glad you were able to be on. Glad your Chiefs got the dubs for you. They're going to win here 44-10. Again, appreciate everybody being on. Make sure you hop on that Discord with us. Use the invite link in the description of this video so you can find out when we're going to go live with that Browns 49ers game or with our NFC game of the week. So really appreciate it, guys. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. Maybe I'll see you later, but more likely we'll bring that one to you. Actually, today's Monday. What is today? Monday? I don't know. No, today is Tuesday. Most likely we'll bring that one to you tomorrow. But stay tuned for sure. All right, guys, take care. Today we will say go Chiefs. And as always, go Browns.